I got an interesting phone call from one of my private clients about 2 days ago, and he was in a mild panic. And so I use the word panic somewhat lightly, but he literally said, Frank, I'm freaking out over this. So I said, okay, well, tell me what's going on. And he, like all of us, wants to significantly grow his business, but he felt really, really stuck, and he felt overwhelmed. And what was going on was he had this experience. He started the business years ago. The business has grown to multiple seven figures, and he now wants to take it to 8 figures. And he has found himself in a situation where instead of doing the things that grew the business, he's now dealing with a lot of minutia. And he's constantly putting out fires, and he's busy, but he's not productive. And it was freaking him out. He had sort of had this kind of a cathartic experience where he said, I cannot continue to do this. I've got to solve this problem. And so many entrepreneurs can relate to that. So I wanted to give you a little insight on why that happens. As entrepreneurs, especially successful entrepreneurs, we've got a blessing and a curse, and that is our brain. So the entrepreneurial brain is like a shepherd dog. I used to have this dog named Buddy. He was an Australian shepherd, and he was a very, very hyperactive dog. And he would dig holes in the yard. He would bark at the mailman. He even bit the mailman one time. I'm lucky I didn't get in trouble for that. And he was constantly full of energy, and he was constantly doing things. And one day I was with him, and we actually took him to a farm, and he immediately bolts out of the car, and he goes on this farm and starts actually herding cattle, not hurting them, but herding them, like guiding them through this process. He'd never been around cattle ever before, but he's guiding them through the process. And I started thinking, well, the reason the dog is going so crazy all the time and digging holes and biting the mailman and barking is because he doesn't have any cattle to herd, right? And our brains are the same way. So a lot of times if you reach a certain level of success in your business, it's almost like your brain has herded all of the cattle and it doesn't know what to do next. And it'll start creating busy work just because there's nothing for it to do with all of that creative energy. So I said to the client, I said, well, tell me, what do you want? And he paused for a minute and he said, that's a very, very good question. I really don't know. And the metaphor here is, if you can get a very absolutely crystal clear idea of what it is that you want to experience in your business, whether it's a certain percentage of growth, it's a certain dollar amount, it's the creation of a certain program or product or whatever it is, if you can get very, very specific about that, what happens is, metaphorically, it gives that dog in our brain some cattle to herd, and it will go and therefore do its job. If we don't have that clarity in business, then you're going to have that experience where your brain is coming up with all kinds of new ideas and new projects, and you have 9 million plates spinning in the air, and you feel frustrated and overwhelmed and stressed out. So if you feel that way, a very, very simple cure for it is to simply make a very detailed and specific list of what it is that you want from your business. Once you have that clarity, you'll immediately notice a sense of calm come over you, and you'll notice a newfound sense of inspiration and confidence to actually go out and take care of the things that are most important to you. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. My name is Frank Kern, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Hey, thanks again for taking the time to watch that video, and I really hope that some of the strategies and tactics that I'm sharing with you are having an impact in your business. And if you feel like these are the types of strategies and tactics that can really move the needle for you, and you would like some help going deeper on the topics that we talked about, and would really like to grow your business in the most efficient and simple and stress-free way possible, then you might be interested in joining what's called my private client group. I'll take just a second to tell you a little bit about it. First of all, it's very, very limited to just 10 entrepreneurs, and each entrepreneur must be running a business that does a bare minimum of $500,000 per year. The way we work together is really, really simple. We meet 3 times a year for 2 days each meeting. And during those 2 days, we go through a very unique process where I help you uncover the single most important thing to focus on between that meeting and the next one in terms of one thing and one thing only. And that is getting you exactly what you want in your business in the simplest, most efficient, and least stressful way possible. So a typical meeting will look like this. Again, like I said, they're all limited to only 10 10 entrepreneurs, and they're exclusively only for people who do a minimum of $500,000 per year in revenue. And the reason I stress that is because you'll be in a meeting with people who are just like you. They're already successful entrepreneurs, and they're going through the same challenges and experiencing some of the same opportunities that you are. So you have a nice core peer group. The way the format of each meeting works is really pretty simple. I have a series of questions and exercises that I take you through, and I do that for about the first 1.5 days of each meeting. What's going to happen as a result of those exercises and that line of questioning is you're going to get very, very clear on a couple of things. Number one, you're going to get very, very clear on your most important objective. Number two, you're going to get very, very clear on the opportunities that you have right in front of you to actually help you achieve that objective. And when we have all of this, we then wrap up our meetings with me personally prescribing a course of action directly to you to help you achieve your most important goal for this session in the fastest, the most efficient, and the least stressful way possible. So it's not like a traditional mastermind. Instead, this is really more like a curriculum-based consulting agreement where you're working with me one-on-one in this very, very small and limited group. In addition to the days that we spend together in person, I actually also give you my own personal cell phone number, so if you need any help implementing some of the ideas and strategies that come up while we're working together, you can just schedule a call with me and we'll knock it out. If this sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and request an invitation by clicking on the little button below. When you do, I'll simply email you more details, and if you like what you see, then we can set up a time to get on the phone, and if it sounds good, we can work together. I don't want to do the whole scarcity thing, but please understand that we really do only take 10 members per group, and I only do a certain limited number of groups every year. So if you're watching this, that means that there might be some availability in one of the groups, and if it sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and click the button below the video and I'll send you more information. If you like it, we can talk. Until then, I hope you have really, really good results implementing some of the things I'm giving you in these videos, and I look forward to seeing you soon.